I'm actually pretty excited to get back in front of this thing, especially to address a situation that's a little bit personal, special place in my heart. Because on August 23rd, I've been invited back to the great state of Rhode Island to compete for the original Home Away from Home, the Renegade Wrestling Alliance's biggest show of the year. I'm talking about Legacy XVIII, and I'm stepping into the ring with somebody that for the RWA is the very definition of the word legacy, and somebody that I thought was one of the bros. I'm talking about Sean Leiter. And Sean, you're probably asking yourself, what does he mean by thought? And I saw you go all over social media talking about how you were going to get revenge over a situation that happened 15 years ago. Kris Kage cost me a championship against one of his former teammates, buddy. I thought you and me were long past that. I thought we were cool. But since you want to be bringing up old beefs, and since I'm actually still looking to get my licks back from my loss against the fallen champion Mike Grassa the last time I was in the RWA, I gladly and look forward to accepting your challenge. You want to take a trip down memory lane? Let's roll. But I really don't like walking into the past, so the road may be a little bumpier than you remember. The trip might not be as fun. Might be a little darker, a little lonelier than you recall, and if you're not careful, you come out a different man than you went in if you come out at all. Which got me thinking, Sean, your legacy in the RWA was cemented a long time ago, and maybe you're just having the hard decision of calling in the night, packing it up, putting those boots in the middle of the ring, and walking off into the sunset. Maybe, just maybe, you need somebody to put your loser ass out of commission, and maybe that man's name is your boy, the absolute Kris Kage.
And official Kris Sanders, when you talk about the energy of this particular event in this place, it is permeable, it is electric, and that is what I think this here match is going to be, electric. While new to many eyes amongst the RWA modern faithful, you're looking at a man who actually has etched quite the historical place here at the RWA, representing a promotion formerly known as the 2KW. They were absolutely instrumental and an uncut gem, if you will, of the New York tri-state area. Kris Kage and Sean Leiter are rather familiar with one another. This is going to be quite the spectacle, if I may say so myself.
You know, we say it in the name of the title, Legacy. We talk about legacies here in the RWA. Sean Leiter's at the top of the charts. We're talking about a former Triple Crown champion, a former hype, former tag. He has done it all here in the RWA. And tonight, him and Kris Kage picking up where they left. This is going to be a good one here.
You talk about the Triple Crown Championship. That title was actually a unification of the RWA former heavyweight championship and the 2KW title that was then defunct. These two, you could say that they've almost laid down the foundation for this very match to take place here tonight. Sean Leiter was one of the very first RWA talents to ever win a 2KW championship, and actually Kris Kage was the man who ultimately cost him said championship title. This matchup is steeped in maybe some old grudges, and I guarantee you these old dogs are going to show one another some new tricks.
Talk about new tricks. Tricks seem to be over last month at RWA Spectacle. Sean Leiter coming off the huge cage match against Tom Billington, putting the nail in the coffin of Billington. You think after this match, if he defeats Kris Kage, it's a nail after 10 plus years?
I mean, look at how long it took for Tom and Sean to reach said coffin. Never mind the nail that sealed it shut. You know, I think anything is possible. You're talking about a pair of guys right here that don't know how to put their pride aside. They are extremely proud of the achievements that they have earned throughout the years. And I think that's one of the things that's going to add to the dynamic of this matchup.
Starting things off strong once again, collar and elbow. Kris Kage with the strength advantage right there. But Sean Leiter not going so early. Wait a minute.
Sean Sean Leiter is ever so evasive, and you talk about counter offense. Sean Leiter's probably one of the best to actually employ that. Look at this. With a couple of deft maneuvers, he's got Kris Kage tied up in all sorts of knots. Please be kind to rewind, he calls that little combination.
In a unique position for Sean Leiter. Last year, we've seen him competing for the Jeremy Bell, which later tonight will be on the line. We've seen Sean Leiter in the main event against Kris in the past. So Sean Leiter, he's no stranger to legacy. No. But Kris Kage coming back to the RWA, 10+ years, feud to be ignited. This is going to be a good one. This is personal for this one.
Hey, let's not shy away from the fact that the guy drove some odd like 300 miles to be here. Okay, like this matters quite the big deal to Kris Kage. Oh, feigning for an old school Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Sean Leiter eludes yet again. Ever so slippery.
Sean Leiter seems to be in the driver's seat, but this match is back and forth. Bobby Rossi, let me ask you, if you're Kris Kage, do you let those personal feelings get to you?
So, you know what? Some people thrive off of that. And some people get so blind with rage that they can't see the forest through the trees. Me personally, I would try to hang on to that focus. But look at this, Sean Leiter hanging onto the ropes with ease. Just say do, and around they go. Kris Kage being led around like a puppy dog.
Smooth as
oh, goodness!
Sending Kage to the guardrail. This is what we talk about, that legacy feel for this one. Sean Leiter sending his whole entire body on Kage, and just like that, capitalizing and sending Kage in the ring.
I hope those who bought front row tickets have good insurance. Jeez Louise.
But Bobby Rossi, that's what comes with that front row. You're part of that experience. Sold out front row in like a week, not even.
Oh, Kris Kage catches Sean Leiter and beats him at his own game. Looking like Floyd Mayweather in the beginning, he eats a big, big shot, and that totally throws him off of his game.
Kris Kage grabbing Sean Leiter, picking him up. The hardest part of the ring, slamming him on the apron.
No, there is no give at the perimeter, folks. And I know that's a very common statement to make, but it's true, man. If you've ever been in the ring, you've ever felt it for yourself, it is unforgiving, just as was that backbreaker. Kris Kage completely focused on victory.
Targeting Sean Leiter's lumbar, adding insult to injury. Big kick right there. Kris Kage knows what RWA Legacy. We talk about it's been some time, but I talked to him earlier in the back. He knows what Legacy means. Yeah. This isn't a regular show. Last time we seen him, he unfortunately lost to the RWA champion Mike Rossi, but that wasn't Legacy. This is where all the moments happen. He's looking to create his own tonight.
And you know, I think the pressure of potentially winning gold might have gotten Kage. But you're also, when you're facing someone like Grassa, man, all bets are off. You want to talk about unpredictability. That is what Grassa fills his bag with.
Talk about unpredictability. Sean Leiter, Kris Kage back and forth right now. Kage not done yet. Wait a minute.
Snap play with precision. Beautifully done. A follow-up right there. And a lackadaisical cover over the lateral position in my estimation.
Keeping Sean Leiter down, but immediately applying that pressure on Sean Leiter. You could see him. He's telling Manny Souza, senior official, right off the rip, no. And that's the story of Sean Leiter. He never quits. We thought times Tom Billington and Dick Lane had him finished, but Sean Leiter had an ace up his sleeve, it sounded like, and he was able to keep him down. The question is, can he do it show after show?
You know, the resilience of Sean Leiter goes very well documented throughout his time here at the RWA, and that might be what gets him through this battle. But Kris Kage is not showing signs for wear. Sean Leiter throws him off his game, and that minor hesitation is all he needed to capitalize. I tell you, man, back in the driver's seat, Sean Leiter's focus on Kris Kage continues to be razor sharp.
Kage throwing him in the buckle, not done yet. Leiter firing back. We talk about a clash of styles right here. The beautiful part about pro wrestling. And wait a minute, Kage not done yet. Bobby Rossi right to the back once again.
A double knee backstabber, sending shockwaves through his spine. 2 3/4. Manny Souza with his hand ever so close to the canvas.
We already seen earlier tonight, Coach will get a huge win against Luis Leon, trying to create his own legacy here in the RWA. The question is for Kris Kage, is he looking to pick it up? Or for Sean Leiter, is he looking to continue his?
I think he's trying to kill two birds with one stone. I think he's trying to chop down Sean Leiter and raise his stock while he is here. You're talking about a man on a mission. Oh! Nasty thud right to the clavicle of Sean Leiter. Completely dejects him of his wind. Another one right to the sternum. Unforgiving are those blows by Kris Kage. Sean Leiter now up and over. Kris Kage with the drop down attempt. Spine to the pie!
Beautiful spine buster. Can it finish it? Leiter kicks out.
2.9 by my estimation. Manny Souza reinforces to our timekeeping that the match will continue. Ever so close to victory was Kris Kage. And you gotta wonder, never mind his back. The snap down to the canvas, you know that's got Sean Leiter dizzy right now. I don't care who you are. That's a crank to the cerebellum, man.
Absolutely, you said it perfectly, Bobby Rossi. Kris Kage is marching to the beat of his own drum right now. Calling a shot, it looks like, as I said that. Wait a minute, Kage feeling a little froggy, looks like?
He's no stranger to heights, and he's making his way to the top rope right now. Sean Leiter in his crosshairs. Doesn't get all of it.
Sean Leiter for the pin.
Kris Kage off by a millimeter, and it has cost him. It has cost him the second win to Sean Leiter. Shining Wizard right to the mug. Deep hook, both legs, still just two, says Souza Sr.
Sean Leiter, the look of disbelief. He can't believe it, but that's what we talk about in RWA. These guys, there are numerous talents in New England. This is the reason that these guys are on RWA Legacy, the grandest stage of them all. You hear 200 plus packs here in RWA for Johnston. And this is a big one, Bobby Rossi. We talk about it. The question is, who wants it more? You're on the stage, you got to capitalize.
Absolutely. Underneath all the lights. Sean Leiter does not throw caution to the wind. Will it cost him?
Rushing him off, bringing him into Manny Souza. Come on!
Oh, right underneath our official's nose. And in between the uprights, Kris Kage sneaks himself a victory.
Bobby Rossi, just when we thought one outcome was happening, Kris Kage has an ace of his own sleeve and somehow secures the win.
You know, he used the compassion of Sean Leiter against him. If he was willing to just mollywop Manny Souza, he would have stayed out of harm's way. But that little bit of conscience, that little bit of consideration costs him. My friends, the road to hell is often paved with good intentions, and unfortunately, that is what cost Sean Leiter victory tonight. Kris Kage, your winner here at our 18th Legacy.
Huge win for Kage, climbing the ranks, and Bobby Rossi, I believe this isn't the end of Kage.
No, absolutely not. In this year, he has been 1-1. Expect to see more of Kris Kage in months to come. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to encroach upon our Memorial Grand Prix for the one and only Jeremy Bell. Don't you go anywhere.